This is Simon Wilson, Britain's #1 wheelchair fencer, going through his training session on a Friday night in Rushcliffe Centre in Nottingham. 50-year-old Simon lost his left leg as a young boy, but has always used a prosthetic one to get around. He's been fencing for 7 years, but 2 years ago, after some persuasion, made a switch to the wheelchair version of the sport.
Just over 2 years ago, at a competition in Bolton, a professional coach approached me and said, had I considered wheelchair fencing? I said I didn't want to do it. Didn't want the label, didn't need a wheelchair, didn't want to know. And he said, well, you're a crack because you'd be good. The guys from the club were there at the same competition and they said, really you ought to have a go. And they badgered me for weeks and eventually I went to Stoke Mandeville and tried it.
What do you have to do to get to the Olympics in London?
It's a matter of getting ranked high enough in the world. Top 8 would be good. Top 16 I suppose would be possible. But it's a long way to go.
After Simon had done his training, it was time for him to kick me out and teach me the basics of wheelchair fencing.
So now basically, you say with épée, anything above the hips is on target. Yeah. So basically you would come on guard and try to cover as much of your arm as you can. So that's pretty good actually. Point a little bit lower and facing me. Yeah. But basically that's your on guard position.
That's where you start.
That's where you start.
Yeah.
Then the referee will say, on guard, have we pray, are you ready, alley. And okay. On alley you go. Yeah. So sitting still isn't an option. Right. You either need to attack or get ready to defend.
After a brief lesson and a few choice words of advice from Simon.
Inside of my arm. No, more control, don't jab at it, just place it.
It was time for our duel.
On guard, ready, fence.
I don't think this will be Simon's toughest test on his quest for Olympic glory in 2012. My technique generally involved whacking his sword out of the way, which, although effective, did little to stop him when he finally decided to hit me. I did try and go for the target nearest to me, and then I thought, this isn't really working. Decided to go for a change of plan and go for a headshot, but before I could do that, Simon had the same idea and just dinked me. 3-0 down, I did on the very next duel manage a lucky shot. I think as Simon lunged forward, I panicked and caught the bottom side of his sleeve. Much to his surprise. But by the end, after 3 minutes, it was 15-6. Here's hoping all of Simon's bouts on his way to 2012 can be this one-sided.
Did you enjoy that?
I did actually, yeah. That's good fun.